Welcome, everybody, to the Hounds Tales podcast. This is your home for field trialing and deer dog hunting. It'll be stories and discussions on the world of dog hunting. So let's drop the gate, cast your hounds, and get ready for another episode of the Hounds Tales podcast. All right, welcome everybody to this episode of the Hounds Tales podcast. On this episode, we are joined by Mr. Dillon Chapman. He had an all-star year. We'll just put it that way in 2024. I met him down at the 95 Fox Run for the buggy hunt last year. And then just kind of seeing just took a notice to how good of a year he's had. So I wanted to get him on and we talk about the year he's had and kind of his lifestyle around the sport. So that's what we got in store for y'all. A lot of good stuff, and we'll try to introduce some of these new sections. So y'all kind of bear with me on these new sections. I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to lay it out and edit it, and I'd love some feedback on how it goes. I'm still working with this program on the music to make it work and fade in and out and sound more professional. Ever since they changed it on us and went to a different format, I've not liked it, and I'm trying to get used to it still. So y'all bear with me on that. But without further ado, let's hear from one of our sponsors, and then we're going to get straight into the episode. All right, here we go, guys. The Hounds Tales podcast is proud to partner with Outdoor Dog Supply again for the 2025 season. Outdoor Dog Supply is the leader in online garment sales with their world-class trade-in programs. These guys are not just a business, they're also houndsmen and women too. They test their products out in the field and really put them to the test. Get the latest in garment equipment, stay locked and ready with field trial equipment, collars, leashes, and so much more. Visit their website today at outdoordogsupply.com, and we want to thank Outdoor Dog Supply for their support not only for the podcast, but in the field trials across the country. When you're looking for your next purchase and equipment, keep Outdoor Dog Supply in mind. Now let's get this episode started, guys. Thank y'all so much. All right, man. Well, here we go. Welcome to the Hounds Tales podcast, brother. How you been?
Good. How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Rolling as hard as I could possibly roll. I can tell you that.
I haven't seen you since what, the buggy hunt?
Buggy hunt. Been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a minute. Where I got my butt handed to me down there. I had to tuck
Me
down
too.
leave.
Me too. I didn't get one in the top 10.
I thought that was one of the few that you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was a good hunt, though. That was hot. God, that was a hot hunt. Man, that was a hot
awesome
hunt.
Anything at 95 in the summertime is going to be hot, and you better come to run because it's going to be rough.
It definitely was an eye opener for me. I thought I was going to come down there and at least contend. Shoot, I didn't even crack the top 40. I was way on back there, but I still had a good time.
Them old Hog Wild boys, they show up here every the last 2 years. I've been at least one Virginia dog in the top 10.
Yeah. It just won't my Virginia dog this time.
Oh, yeah. I take notice.
We just say respect the game, right?
Yeah.
I hear you. So, for those listening, just going to do a little introduction here, kind of just tell you who you are and where you're from, brother.
My name's Dillon Chapman. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina. I'm 33.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
So how long you been doing this stuff, man? How long you been a houndsman? How long you been involved with dogs, man?
Man, my dad has been doing this since when I was a year old.
Gotcha.
And I got my first field trial dog. I mean, we do a lot of deer hunting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got my first field trial dog when I was 6.
Okay.
On Easter Sunday.
No kidding.
And that's what hooked me. Her name was Dillon's Easter. I think she was off of Bacon Hills Fido and Bacon Hills Sweet Sue. That was an old school fella, James Henry Alders from Pinewood.
Okay.
And we ended up placing that dog probably 25 times in between Little Manning, Pamplico, Turbyville. Right. There's certain pens around the house.
Yeah.
And that's what hooked me. And ever since then, we've deer hunted and,
Man, I tell you, I don't know what it is. And I say this on every person I talk to. It's always that first dog. I wish I could go back and always have a first dog. The first dogs, I don't care what they are, man. They do so good for you and just lock you in, man.
They know what they do.
That's right. So you say you're 33, so you've been doing about 20, a little over 25 years now.
Yeah, yeah. If I took a little break, I played football in high school. I wasn't like, MVP, but I played.
Yeah,
And then, I partied a little bit after high school.
I
So,
understand.
and from about 16 to about, 16 to 20, I did 21, 22, I go to some hunts and I deer hunt every weekend, but I didn't really start getting back heavy into the field trialing until about 8 years ago when we started getting back heavy into it.
Okay, that's what I
We'd
was
go to the
wondering.
South Carolina State every year, and
Yeah.
we go to some hunts every year. But we didn't. We just started going to all,
Hmm.
a lot of hunts a year.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I went back and looked, man. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Y'all had a hell of a year and a busy year last year.
And it wasn't nothing but the good Lord blessing us. And we said we was going to take a break, and then next thing you know, we was in Alabama this weekend, and we're going to go try to go to the Masters and All Americans.
When you hit, you gotta hit.
I know that's right.
Yep, yep. That's one thing I've learned in the short amount of time I've been in the sport, man. Is when you're hot, you're hot. You better hold on to it because you don't know when that hot spell is gonna stop.
See, that's the thing about me though. Whether I'm hot or not, I'm coming. I just like to come. I love it. I love it.
Hell yeah, man. So your dad was pretty. Sounds like your dad was a pretty big part of your dog, at least your dog hunting career.
Oh
You
yeah,
get
man.
started.
He taught me pretty much everything I know about dog hunting. He was an outside man for the longest, and that hard. He's an HGA man. Me and
Gotcha.
him butt heads on that a little bit because I like both. But I'm leaning towards the Masters these days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Them hunting
but
scores.
yeah, I'll take them.
That's right. Everybody hates a hunting score till you get one.
Shoot, I'll be gladly taking one.
Damn right. So when y'all first got started, were y'all mostly one day in? Did y'all hit three? I think you said you hit some 3 days too, but was it
Yeah,
mostly one days?
when I was younger, see, there wasn't really many hunts, a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
of hunts at all.
Right.
And actually, Little Foreston and
Mm-hmm.
Manning, we just got the lease on it.
Right.
Um, Richard's son Ricky used to have one open HCA all-age hunt a month, and there, he had Silver Fox in there. And we'd go to them, and we'd go to Turbyville when they
Mm-hmm.
was open, and we'd go to the South Carolina State and the Atlantic State. We went to all the multi days at Pamplico.
Okay.
My daddy, we placed and we won some hunts. That was in HCA days. My dad had one dog, I think his name was Sugar Boy. He'd went hunting and trailing, win the hunt, win about 2 hunts. They scratch him. He'd bleach a different number on him. Win a hunt. He was playing checkers with him for a little while over there.
It's funny how that works out, ain't it?
Oh yeah. And then we went to some
Yeah.
one day. We went to some. We did the one days for a little while after when I got a little older. But then
Hmm.
we fell back into 3 days because that's where our hearts at.
Ah, man, I tell
I
you.
love it.
Yep. Yep. I don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with a good 1 day hunt, but man, I tell you, when it comes down to a 3 day hunt, that's where my heart lies, man.
Well, I tell them boys, you got the puppy hunt. The one day hunt, 4 hour hunt. You win, you win some money, but then a month goes by and people don't even remember that hunt. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's right. That's right. Yep. That's kind of the way I look at it. Is you. It ain't knocking the 1 day guys. I know a
No,
lot of
no, God, no, no, no.
there's
I
some
know
one
a
day.
lot of them.
Oh man, them 1 day guys got some.
And I know a lot of boys who's got some one day dogs that if they went to a multi day hunt, they probably do good. They just
Yeah.
don't, they
Yeah.
just ain't what they want
Right.
to do.
Right. And I like I like the camaraderie around the 3 day a lot more too.
Yeah, you meet more. Yeah, oh yeah, you get to
Yeah.
interact and really meet
Right.
people.
Yeah. You go to a 1 day and it's show up, get the job done, and go back home as fast as you can. It's not no sitting around shooting the bull
Yeah,
with
yeah, it
people
ain't
in the
no
evenings.
social life. That was
Yeah.
almost like the World Cup. I've never met Brandon Weiser in my life
Yeah.
until the World Cup. He
Right.
kenneled beside me,
Yeah.
and shoot, man, we've been talking on the phone every week since
Oh
just about.
Lord. I know there's some stories being told now.
Oh yeah, he's a
you,
trip.
you get Brandon started, that ain't no stopping him.
No, but yeah,
So
I've been.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying I've been laying low. I got my tail cut this weekend in Alabama. Brad Richardson put the whooping on everybody. I
Yeah, I
took the
saw that.
wrong crowd. I didn't know that pen was a drag strip.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's for. I mean, that pen was fast, man. I've seen more deer races than coyote races. Very nice place. I just took some older jips, and I should have took the younger crowd. But I mean, it was an awesome hunt, man. Brad, I mean, Benjamin Caskey's the one that set all that up, man. He did an awesome job.
Gotcha.
Benjamin Caskey and his daddy Paul are a big part of South Carolina Paul Kesky puts on a fight for us.
Yeah.
With our lobbyists and all that. I mean, behind the scenes, people just don't know what they do.
Yeah.
So
And
when I got on here, I told him I was going to shout out to them because they do a lot.
And this is a little teaser. They are set to be recorded here pretty soon. I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah, I
be doing
talked
an
to him at the
episode.
banquet.
Yeah.
Me and talked about it.
Yeah, I've been trying and trying and trying. We can't ever seem to get a weekend lined up. So hopefully here in the next couple weekends we get lined up, man.
That'll be a good
I'm
one,
excited
man.
for that one. I really am.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited anytime I get the chance to record with somebody. But man, when you got special guys like that, it means a lot more.
Yes, sir. Paul Kesky's a legend.
Yeah, absolutely. So what did you say the guy's name that got you into the field trial dogs? So what did you say his name was?
Well, actually, the people that got my daddy in it was Paul and Matt Mitchum. They do a lot of one-day hunting around here. My daddy took his deer dogs one Friday night and got strung out, and then we've been in the field trial game. He had to get, we had to regroup.
Yeah.
But James Henry Artist was his name.
Okay, I got you.
They give us my first field trial dog.
Gotcha.
He's dead and gone now. He was probably 70 then.
Wow. Damn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's always the old. It's them old heads, man, that just want to hook somebody up, man.
Oh yes, sir, man. You get them older guys, man. They just want the next generation to get in, and a lot of them could do anything in the world for you, regardless if they got it or not.
Yep, that's right. I know. And I know I've had Bobby Parker on here before, but I was talking to him after the old Bobby's crazy, man. I love him.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good dude, man. I think it was the USO, if I'm not mistaken. Not the USO, or maybe it was the USO, where he did pretty good down there. And
oh yeah, he plays too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. And
he about beat me.
I know it.
He was second.
He was. I tell you what, he was over the moon.
He was just telling me that, and he come to Alabama for the first day and just kind of hung around, and that's what he was telling me. He said, "Man, I went 5 points and whipping you."
He ain't gonna let you forget it either.
Oh no, but me and Bobby, I've known Bobby for years now, and I love that man too, man. He's a good guy.
He's a good dude, man. And I tell you, and there's a story I'm gonna have to get him on to tell about that hunt with that dog that he ended up giving that boy. That come down there, and I think he finished like 9th or 10th HGA, if I'm not mistaken. Ended up giving him a dog a couple months before that hunt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was Little Walker.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. He gave him a dog, I think, off of Bobby's Chase.
It was off of Chase.
He categorized that dog in hunting and in speed and drive, and I think endurance too, but still didn't make shit.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yep. I knew it was so close, man. But I think Bobby was, Bobby, of course, he was over the moon with that second place, but I think he was more excited for that kid to be placing to do well with that dog that hunt.
Anytime one of Bobby's buddies or anybody, man, he gets excited. That's one thing I love about Bobby Parker, man.
Yep.
He ain't about himself. He's about for everybody.
That's it. That's exactly right. The Hounds Tales podcast would like to take a minute and talk about our friends over at Cajun Lights. When pleasure running at night or judging those nighttime field trials, you can put your trust in Cajun Lights. With the economical Cajun Bayou for the every now and then light user, the Cajun Micro for the nighttime feeds and around the house times, then the top level Cajun Blinder for those hardcore crossing getters at night. The Cajun Lights are headlamp style light that free up your hands for voice recorders or your GPS. They offer flood style lights in red, amber, and a white walking light. Then the top of the line 4-level main beam light. If you're having a hard time catching crossings at night, give the Cajun Light a try. And the red and amber setting to catch the game without distracting them, and with the easy flick of a switch, go back to your main beam light to catch your hounds in action and get those numbers. Visit their website today at CajunLights.com, and at the checkout, make sure you fill out the survey after your purchase and select Hounds Tales Podcast to receive 5% off your next purchase with Cajun Lights. Now, let's get back to the episode. So what? Obviously, you said that first dog really got you hooked. But after that, was there another dog that kind of kept you going in the sport?
Well, when we got back into the 3 days, I bought a dog from a buddy of ours, John Michael. He was doing 1 day hunts, and this jit was never in the picture the first 4 hours.
Okay.
So, and we talked to Travis Johnson about her, because she comes from him.
Right.
And that's the first time we paid $1,000 for this dog. She ain't never placed in a hunt. Was about to turn 2, And I mean, we bought her. I run her on the outside
Hmm.
all year, and they end up having the Black River Open at Little Manning.
Okay.
I think that was in 2018.
Right.
And man, she won that hunt for us. And like the second day, I think she put up 880, and the second place dog on that day put up like 440. So
Dang.
she like killed him. Her name was Somerset, Chapman
Okay.
Somerset, and she's really what got me back cranked into the 3 days. I mean, we would place one here and there, but she was the one every time we took her.
It
And
was
we
on.
placed her at the South Carolina State, and I actually was winning the Eastern Carolina with her that same year she won the 3 day, and she got scratched the third day. So I come back the next year to the same hunt, and she's second.
Ha. Now, and what you
And we
remember what
bred
she was
her.
off of?
Yep, she was off a champion Ratcliffe Jesse and No Pity Hail Mary.
Okay. All right.
And we bred her one time, and them puppies dug out when they was about 8 months old. Never seen them again. And we actually bred her to DB's Virginia Power, and she died before she had the puppies.
Damn. Mm.
Yep, that was
That
our first champion. That was our first champion,
ah.
2018.
Mm. That Virginia Power Dog done been pretty good to y'all, ain't
Man, yeah,
it?
my dad got a guy in our hunting club went and bought that dog and had him at his house for probably 2 years. Nobody didn't breed to him or nothing. And he called daddy about getting him. And my daddy looked at the paper and was like, heck yeah, I'll take him. And we bred him to a couple of jits we had at the house. And actually, like Boaz, Mike come brought the jip over here and we bred him and raised the litter and all.
Mm.
But nobody, he was not on even on the map till a buddy
Yep.
of ours, Jim Keels. I think you might have met him down there at the buggy hunt,
Yeah.
K&J Kennels.
Yep.
His wife passed, and they had a big benefit hunt for her down there at 95. And as
Okay.
soon as they said that, man, I went to work
Right.
because I knew I wanted to win.
Right.
So I went down there with them powers. That was the first hunt they ever been in. They was a little young for it. And I was first with a dog named Lyman, and I was fifth with Boaz. And I think Boaz was probably 10 months old then.
Ha. Now.
And then and after that, people was, hey man, how about the power dog? Y'all breeding him? And we really only bred him. He only got bred before he died. He probably only bred 4 or 5 jips. And it's like this year he was sixth in sire of the year. That was only like 4 dogs off of him.
Right.
Jim bred his Purple Rain dog to him, and that cross, I mean, that is an absolute awesome cross. I placed mine everywhere. Jim places theirs everywhere. I think
Yeah.
the Daniels brothers has got one they placed. I mean, it's an
Gotta
awesome
love
cross.
it, man.
And they're not even 2 yet. They turned 2 in like around Valentine's Day.
When did Power die?
He died, I think, that would have been about a year and a half ago.
Okay. Damn.
The Austin Powell and Taylor Powell, they come bred a jip they bought from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they bred her. And then the next day, I went out there and he was dead as a doornail.
Damn. Mm.
So he went out like a boss.
I do it. If he won't do what he love, he do what he got to do, right?
That's right. If I go out, I'd like to go out that way. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it. That's for sure. So man, I know you got out and got back in. You've had a long career in this stuff so far. I mean, even at I say the ripe old age of 30, 33, but I'm not far behind you. So, what were some big influences in this? What were some of your
besides
big?
my dad, besides my dad, Jimmy Howard, Fat Cat, just going around manning. Richard Evans. Now,
Okay.
they just died, to own Big Man
Yeah.
and Little Man, because we actually had a camper at Big Man, so we went to all their hunts, too.
Gotcha.
And Jim Keels, Tommy Jackson, he was our hunt master. I'm in a hunt club, sportsman hunt club, and
Mm-hmm.
we probably got 25 or 30,000 acres.
Wow.
Jeez.
Jeez.
So we're blessed, man. Like
Yeah.
my dog, we get to run. We run our dogs, and we don't got to catch them. They just get to run. And
That's
Tommy
a
Jackson,
blessing.
Tommy Jackson, he used to be big in the field trial game. I think his son-in-law actually owned Moore's down in Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that Moore's was actually Plant Moore. He was in our hunting club.
Gotcha.
But I think they sold that dog in North Carolina. Louis Gardner and them that got bred in North Carolina a lot. But
Gotcha.
that Tommy Jackson, man, he was an absolute dog, man. I could name several from around the house.
Of course. Of course. Of course. That's awesome. That sounds like some good company to be in. That's for sure.
Oh man, well around here, dog country. It's Sumter County, not quite as much, but you trickle towards like Tuberville, where like Ricky Goff and Jason Barano and all them boys. I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
keep dogs on the yard year round.
yeah.
They run them year. I mean, I
Right.
remind them year round. What I mean, like that. But the boys, they on a different when it comes to they own it.
Oh man, so you said you picked up a lease at a pen.
Yeah, we've had Foxfire. My dad and the Mitchell brothers, they've had Foxfire for about 10 years, and me and my dad actually just got the lease on Will Farston.
Okay, I got
Uh,
you.
yeah, we got it from Richard's son Ricky. We've known them forever, man, and we just want to keep it a pen, and
Yeah,
just
good
try
for
to do the
y'all.
best we can and keep
Yeah,
make Richard proud.
yeah,
That's
good for
what I
y'all,
would
man.
say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When did y'all pick that up?
That was about a week after the World Cup.
Oh wow, so it's recent.
Yeah, real recent.
Yeah, yeah, y'all still getting your feet wet in it then.
Oh yeah, because we used to run there when I was little every Friday. But shoot, I ain't run there hardly none in years because since we
Right.
had Foxfire, so now I've been back running there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we actually been putting a lot of fox in there, so we've been getting some coyote running and some fox running. So I'm
That's
like,
y'all might be able to ring off some hunting scores.
oh yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. The All Americans coming up. I got to get some hunting
Yeah.
at All American.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Man, I wanted to go to that so bad, but I cannot make it happen this year. Got it. I wanted to go to that hunt, something fierce, but everything just wouldn't line up for me to be able to go.
I know, man. I know how it is with family and work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I know how it is.
Well, and what killed us too up here, I don't know how bad y'all got it down there, man. We had this storm, this ice storm and snowstorm to come up here, and this stuff stuck around for weeks. Weeks. I mean, I ran my dogs last Monday for the first time since the first week of January. They had like 3 or 4 weeks off. And I'm like, man, there's
Hey,
no
well, I know
way.
that it's probably colder in Virginia than here.
Yeah.
It rained. I think it was last week it snowed, or the week before when we had that bad snowstorm.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
actually I actually turned loose puppies at Forreston at like 4 o'clock, and it wasn't even snowing. I went back to the house till like 8:30, and I was like, all right, babe, I'm about to go catch these puppies. And I went outside, and it was snowing like I ain't never seen snow like that.
I
It
bet
usually
y'all
takes me.
shut down out there.
Oh yeah, we were shut down for a couple of days. It usually takes me 18 minutes to get to Forreston Fox, man. It took me 48 to
Oh
get
my
there.
God.
Yeah, that's how bad it was snowing. It was crazy.
That's wild. That's
And then I
wild.
set mine up. I set you know, hunt dogs up. I didn't want them to get in their ice and stuff
Yeah,
and break something up. So
right.
I run the puppies that ain't gonna quite run as hard.
Yeah, that's what we were fighting for, man. We fought it for probably 3, almost 4 weeks. I mean,
Mm.
literally just this past weekend is when the ice finally melted. So we've been really struggling with that. And I was like, man, that's a month off of these
Hey,
dogs right
like,
before a 4-day hunt. Like, come on now,
yeah, yeah, it's
I got
hard to
more
get
sense
one
than that.
back.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
especially with what, like barely 2 months to get them back right, 2.5 months. Like,
yeah, and it takes you 8 weeks, and then
yeah,
you want to rest them for a week and a half
exactly.
before the hunt.
Exactly. So the math won't math it on trying to go to that hunt.
No,
Yeah, the
that's why I
storm.
say, man, I should have took Bully to that hunt in Alabama, but I'm saving it for the All American.
There you go. There you go.
He,
How
he,
many?
he'll be 4 in May.
How many you trying to take down there?
We're gonna take 4.
4. Hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That ought to be good. That's
I hope
gonna
we
be a
have some
wild
luck.
hunt.
Oh man, it's gonna be tough.
Yep, that's gonna be a wild hunt.
I think it's been last time me and my dad went that thing. It was a big Manning, and that was probably 15, 20 years ago. You know
Yeah.
what
Yeah, because I think
I mean?
if
And
I'm not mistaken, they try to swap back and forth from pin to outside each year, right?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
go to Grenada a lot, and then they're
Yep.
doing it like I know that one year I sent Somerset with Mark Daniels. I think it was in Picayune that year.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Right. I know they do a whole lot of bouncing around.
But
So,
Swainsboro ain't but 3 hours from the house, so
oh
I'll
man,
be
you
there.
lucky devil. You lucky. That's one that's on the radar. That's the one on the list for me, man. I got to get down to that pin.
I'll tell you what. I started going to that pen in probably 2016. I went to the Geechee River 3 day.
Yep.
I've always heard about it. A lot of the Tuberville boys go to it, so I wanted to try it out.
Right.
And that was when right before Brad got it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't really a whole lot of running. Brad has changed that place tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is that is probably It's wide open, and I
Yeah.
mean, you're gonna hear running all day now. It used
Wow.
to be you hear running for about 2 hours, and you like, dang, I hope my dog don't come up to this camp. It'd
Right.
be like, third day, it'd be like how it used to be when I was a kid at Pamplico. About third day, them dogs just rolling in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
You just praying that they'll come to the gate.
yeah, praying it ain't mine. Hope mine's
Yeah.
laid down in the woods somewhere.
That's right.
But and that was in 2016, and man, we struggled there for years.
Yeah,
And then the last about 3 years, we've been doing pretty good there, man.
gotcha.
I love that pen.
Yeah, yeah. I've always heard how good the pen is, and how nice everything is around there. So it's definitely one I got on the bucket list to get down.
Oh,
But
it's a
that's
nice pen. There just ain't nothing to do in Swainsboro.
yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. About like pools. Pools is a nice pen and a nice facility, but don't you go outside of that gate, it's a whole different story.
My dad's been up the pools a couple times. He went to the Virginia International Cup like 5 or 6 years ago. He said that's the worst mistake of his life. The bench show lasted like half a day.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But he said
that's
he liked the pen. And I think we might have placed one. I ain't sure.
yeah. That's
My dad's spontaneous. He'll go. He's liable to go to the Clay Farm on the outside 3 day hunt in Kentucky,
right.
or Lafayette, Georgia, somewhere. He'll see somewhere on Facebook and he goes.
Just hit it.
Oh yeah, he'll hit
I
it. See
love it.
me, I like to plant
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I try to be the same way. Every now and then I'll get a little wild hair and do something crazy, but most of the time I try to plan my shit out.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Uh, so man, let's move into this last season. You have had a year to remember. That's for damn sure.
Every hunt we hit at, I would just pinch myself like, is this even real? Pretty much. I mean,
You know,
it started in 2023. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. We're going to take a quick second and pause this episode and talk about our partners over at Elite Nutrition. Our hounds, they're athletes, guys. They give us their all each and every time that they're casted. Elite Nutrition offers an all-natural products to give your dogs the natural benefits they deserve. From the canine remove and all-natural wormer to the Electro Boost paste for an electrolyte replenishment, body fluid balance, and blood flow improvement. They also have products like Active Dog Powder for recovery and joint muscle support, Essential Dog Powder for daily vitamins and minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, and enzymes, and then the Canine Lactate Powder for nursing dogs to help with milk supply. There are tons of other products for y'all to check out at CajunLights.com. Then click on the Elite Nutrition section to explore. When you go check out, only at CajunLights.com, use the code HTElite10 to receive 10% off your Elite Nutrition products. Again, that's HTELITE, the number 10, to receive 10% off Elite Nutrition products only via CajunLights.com. I've been using their products over the past couple months, and I could not be happier with the results. See for yourself today, and we want to thank Elite Nutrition for taking a step forward into this field trial sport. Now, let's get back to the episode, guys.
I was about to say, with like Boaz, it started in 2023. I really didn't. I mean, he's placed at that puppy hunt, but then what started the Big Rock thing is they had like a 1 day, 4 hour hunt up there, and I couldn't go, so I sent him up there.
Right.
He ended up second, and he was young for that hunt. I was like,
Yeah.
So then they had the Big Rock Derby there, so I was like, let's take some up there for that.
Yeah.
And he won the Big Rock Derby,
Yeah.
and my other doodle bug, I think she was fourth. No. He won that one. They had the South Carolina State Derby that same year at Big Rock later on in the year.
Okay.
And Boaz won that one too. And my doodle bugs, it was fourth.
Damn. So
That
you've
was
had
last year.
a hell of a stretch then.
Yeah, and my dog Bully, he won the Big Rock Masters that year in 2023.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was going back and I was looking through your Facebook, man, and just looking at all the hunts, because you do a really good job about posting when you place, and that's something a lot of people are like, oh, that's bragging, blah blah blah. But man,
Well, I don't look at it as bragging, man. We put a lot of work in these dogs. And
Exactly.
I'm trying to promote, and I got some of these dogs of mine, especially in that last hunt at Swainsboro. I got, some dogs off of some of my dogs, like my
Right.
hobo dog. We made champion in Kentucky like 3 years ago at Merle Hogspan.
Yeah.
I've been breeding him some, and I mean, I've won 2 puppy hunts in the last 4 months off of them. And I ain't no puppy hunter, but
Yep.
if they're that age, I'll just go send them there just to see how they stack up against other
Yeah, that's right.
competition their age.
That's right.
I
Get
ain't
them in
gonna
a
go
crowd.
hit everyone. Yeah, I ain't going to every November puppy hunt there is, but I
Yeah.
might hit 1 or 2 just to see
That's
how
right.
they look.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm 100% with you. But yeah, no, I mean, I always tell people like, I've had people message me. Do you think I look stupid if I post my 10th place finish? I said, post that, post it,
Yeah.
100% do it, man. I mean, that's you should
Oh
be
yeah.
proud of that
I
kind of
will.
stuff.
Better know if I'm 10th. Hey, last year at the Top Gun Bully, I sent him to Triple B, and he come from like 41st to 10th, and
Happy as a
I was
clam.
happy. I was happy as I could be.
Now,
Hey, he did the same thing this year at the Top Gun at Swingsboro. He came from like 88. No, he came from 43rd to 10th.
no kidding.
And then at the World Cup this year, he came from 88 to 10th.
Wow. Now, so I was going through, man, and I was typing them out here, just getting the list together, which ones that, like, just looking at your year, and I was like, I mean, my fingers were getting tired. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I only typed out the damn multi-day hunts, not even the puppy hunts, the one-day hunts, and that kind of stuff. Like, y'all had a hell of a year last year, dude.
Blessed. That's all I can say
Yeah.
about it. I mean, we put in the work, but if it wasn't for the good Lord, none of it happened.
Yep. As far as your multi days, it looks like you started out at Boaz hitting pretty good, hit fifth at the Swainsboro.
No, the first hunt of that year was the first ever national GTP
Oh,
three
I
day.
missed that one.
Yeah, that was in January, and that was the first ever, national GTP. So the hunting just counts as normal.
Yeah.
And he finished third. He was second in hunting, third speed and drive, third GTP.
Daggone.
Lee Churchwell won that hunt, I believe. That was the first hunt of the year, and then the next one I believe was Swainsboro. The
Swainsboro,
second
yep.
hunt.
Didn't you
And he
hit?
came from about 20th.
No kidding.
Yep.
You like coming from behind, it sounds like.
Man, that's what everybody says. They always say, I wish I could start out in the front and then just keep going. But lately it seems like I got to come from the back, which I'll take it any way I can get it as long as I get
You and Clint Thompson seem to have the same kind of year going on. Clint Thompson did that
there.
shit a bunch last year, man. Would come
So I'm
out of
telling you,
freaking left field. Just
hey, that
surprise
was like
everybody.
I seen that thing you sent me. You was talking about the Breeders' Cup East. That was my dog Bobo.
Yeah.
He was the first cross off of Bobo, one of our champions.
Okay.
And I didn't think I had a prayer. He was like 37th. He was like 400 points out. I sent him. He was high dog, scored 1,090, and come up to second with like 15 points for winning.
Oh,
I was like, hey, and that's what come up boys looked at me and said, I swear I can't do it.
I know, and that's a story for me and him to tell one day. But Clint just about went home at the damn Invitational after the second day. He's like, man, I talked to him at the second day. He was like, man, if I wasn't part of the board for this hunt, I would be going home. And he turned around and won the son of a bitch.
Man, I don't know if that was like a, Masters GTP hunt, but if you got a
Mm-mm.
dog with heart,
Yep.
and that'll run, I
Yep.
mean, I turn him loose at a Masters GTP hunt because with that
Oh,
third day
definitely.
endurance, I
Yep.
mean, you could climb
Yep.
if your dog would do it.
Yep.
That's the only thing I love national HCA hunts. I love them. I
Yep.
grew up on them. But
Right.
that's the only thing I'm leaning towards the Masters is you can gain ground if you
That third
have a
day is,
bad day.
yep. That
Yeah,
third
yeah,
day is a game changer, brother.
yeah,
Game
and that's
changer.
why. Yeah, oh yeah, I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna read these out because I know nobody likes to brag on themselves, but I mean this is just insane. This is like all your multi-day hunts, man. It's Big Rock Masters 2-day, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Big Rock 3-day Masters 1st and 6th. Breeders' Cup 2nd. South Carolina State at Tally Ho 2nd, 4th, and 7th. North Georgia 2nd. Horror County Masters 6th. Top Gun 1st and 10th. USO 1st, and then at the World Cup 7th and 10th. And I'm sure you saw my note on the USO, that White Dog Power coming up there.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love that dog. That's my boy Kyle, man. I got that dog at the South Carolina State Youth Day. Old fella Hal Edwards. He don't got nothing but white dogs. Go to Swainsboro all the time. And he
Right.
come brought that puppy down there and donated him. And
Okay.
I bought a crap load of tickets trying to win him. And the little young boy from around my house won him.
No
So
kidding.
when he was about 4 months old, he called me and asked if I wanted him. I said, yeah, I'll take him. He said, I'll take a bag of dog food for him. I said, all right, bring him to the house.
Okay.
Now he looked horrible. He wasn't even white. He was red.
Oh, no
He just
kidding.
looked like he was about to die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my dad worked on him for 2 months and got him back right. And then we started him, and he actually was seventh at the South Carolina State 2-day this year.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he was fourth after the first day at Big Rock and ended up seventh the second day at Tally Ho.
Wow.
And then I took him to US. I took him to the coast. He just turned 2 like middle of January.
I was
I
wondering how
took
old he was.
yeah yeah he just turned 2. I took him to a couple of them 3 days at Swainsboro early in the year when it was hot. And I
Hmm.
mean he showed flashes. You know he was fifth hot dog one day.
Yeah.
You know he ended up in the tight, threw up a little hunting, but didn't get in there. So USO I couldn't take. I really wanted to take my bully dog. He's my favorite dog we own right now is Chapman's bully, champion Chapman's bully. But I want, and then my daddy said, no, you're crazy. We taking him to the World Cup.
Huh.
So we sent Cobb, and he was in the top 40 the first 2 days, and then was like
Okay.
high dog the third day,
Wow.
and put up 50 hunting the fourth day,
That'll
and
do it.
some more speed and drive. He ended up, and she put up 50 hunting, still at like seventh in hunting,
That'll
and
do
that
it.
was enough to won the speed and drive. So he got that hunt was that. My dad see that kind of hunt that the USO All American. That mean like a lot to my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that hunt, I mean, he was through the moon. I called him. He hung up on me. He said, "Oh, I got to leave work real quick. I can't even think straight." You know. But I mean, that was a humbling one right there, the USO man. And
Yep.
I met a lot of them Virginia boys down there, man. Like
Yeah.
Tyler Side,
Yep.
that joker's he's crazy. I've known Corbin for a while. I like Corbin.
Yeah.
Them Virginia guys, man, they was really nice. You know, first meet a bunch of them. I think it's the first time I might have met Todd Miller in person.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
I
was
knew he wasn't
cool. I
gonna.
mean,
Oh yeah, Tom
oh
Mills.
yeah,
Yeah, he's he's
it was
he's
all
top class,
nice,
man.
man. Yeah, we had an awesome time. It was
Yeah.
a good time down there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The that's I want to go to one of these 4-day hunts, man. That's God, I want to go
Well,
to
it's gonna
one.
be a little different than the All American because you got that rest day.
You got that
I like
rest
the
day.
USO. I like just going all first, get all four of them out the way.
Get it done.
Yeah, but we're gonna try our luck at the All American.
I hear you. I hear you.
In the World Cup this year, it was a bittersweet, because I
Hmm.
was actually high dog the second day with Boaz,
I thought that
and
was
if
right.
he would, yeah, and if he would have been 10th or better, he would have won Hound of the Year in the race.
Mm.
And if he would have been like fifth or better, he would have won it in the Masters. Yeah, I mean, I've run him in 8 3 days this year. He placed in five of them.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
making
can't.
excuses for him.
No. Yeah. How
But
old is
I'm,
he?
hey, the dog, he turned 3 in December.
Okay, I got you. I figured he
But
had
the
to have a
dog that
little
won that
age on
hunt,
him.
he's getting a little up there. And he's actually been to more hunts than Bully, and Bully's 3.5, about to be 4.
No
And
kidding.
that dog of Ricky's, man, he's fresh. And see, we logged our pen. It just got thinned out, and I ain't run there. And it's a little more heads up than
Right.
it used to be. And I mean, some of mine will pick the head up and get up
Yeah.
there and go, but I ain't, I mean, mine mostly gonna try to stay on track.
Yeah. No,
And I
that's
knew
good.
that third day, yeah, and I knew that third day with them opening up them woods, it was gonna be
A heads up race.
oh God, yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
it was. I think 13 something hundreds high dog third
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I rememred that. Yep.
I was
Yeah. That.
actually Bully, my old dog Bully. He was tied for second high dog with 1,000 and something. That's why he come up from
Jeez.
88 to 10.
Golly.
He
And
was
what?
tied with go
Good.
ahead.
No. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, the dog of Brad's, he just placed it second at that American race hunt, Gap Sauce. She was,
Okay.
me and her was tied. And she's
Gotcha.
at nice, yeah, too.
Which one was seventh at the World Cup?
Steady Rain.
Steady Rain. Okay. I
Yeah,
got
she
you.
was second. She was the one second at the South Carolina State Derby
And where did
2
Boaz
days.
fall to?
In the race, he was fifth. And then
Okay.
I think in the Masters, he's going to be fourth.
Fourth. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, slip him in. Ricky's dog, that Wild Boy dog, he come on charging at the end, man.
Yeah, he did.
Slid right
I
on in
saw
there.
that. Yep.
Nice dog.
Yep. I saw that. I saw that. So,
But,
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I
No,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say we tried to do the Hound of the Year thing last year with Bully, and I think he would end up tied for 10th. He ended up
Yeah.
like 11th.
Right.
And then this year with Boaz, so I don't know what we're gonna do this year. I got the white dog Cobb, but I don't. He ain't them. He ain't quite them. So
That's right. All right, y'all. Now it's time for Around the How, presented by Elite Nutrition. Just make sure you check out their products, Elite Nutrition products, at CajunLights.com. And for 10% off of Elite Nutrition products, when you use the code HTELITE and the number 10, that's HT Elite 10 at checkout. All right, let's get it rocking. All right, guys, we're going to start this year off in the Around the House section. There's all kinds of stuff going on, but one of the biggest ones that I thought would be probably appropriate to touch first off the Masters. The Masters have had a lot of rules and updates, including a big one, which we will talk about a little bit. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of discussion about it. It's more or less just going to be presenting y'all with the updates on the Masters rules. I believe I got most all of them wrote down, at least the changes. If I missed some, please somebody let me know. I'm hoping to be able to get somebody from the Masters Association on here pretty soon and do an episode with them. We're going to have to give a little push on those guys. But first off, I would like to welcome back Cliff Parker to the Masters board. That's definitely, I think that's going to be a huge win for the Masters. And then I'd also like to welcome Madison Leggett to the board. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she will be doing the one-day hunts. She'll be doing the points for the one-day hunts. So hats off to her and best of luck. I know she's going to have her hand full, and hats off to the Masters for everything they do for the sport. Let's see, one of the updates for the one-day option, hunts must be 4 hours now. There will be no 3-hour hunts counted towards the points by the end of the year. Next, there was now no option at the standalone one-day hunts. So one-day hunts for the one-day option. It's not an option no more. If you do a one-day event for your Masters, every dog entered is included into the one-day options. Hunts cannot advertise as an extra payment for the one-day option. The cost going back to the Masters must be included in the entry fee. So pretty much you can't say entry fees are $100 and $20 for the Masters one-day option at one-day hunts. So that's just something to keep in mind for guys hosting. I know that'll be something in the series that we'll be paying attention to. Let's see. Next up, there'll be no more dual kennel names. So no, for example, Hounds Tails Kennels / Slick Rick Kennels. No Hounds Tails Kennels and Slick Rick Kennels. It has to be individual kennels. There'll be no partnered dual kennel names anymore. I do like that. I think that's wise. Everything that I'm seeing so far, I'm really agreeing with. And this next one, I think is big. I think this is a huge one. I think it's long overdue. The Masters will now recognize, as far as multi-day hunts and points, will recognize any nationally affiliated hunt ran under both the GTP system and the HGA system. I think that was long overdue. I know the Masters point system and this whole deal was created to find the best hound. And if you're not counting hunts because of a discrepancy somewhere along the way, are you really finding the best hound? So I really, really like this. I think this is a huge, huge success, a huge move. And hats off to the Masters for bringing this on. Now to probably the most controversial rule that they have presented. I have myself have mixed feelings on it. What we'll do is we'll start off. I'm just going to read it how it's wrote, guys. So y'all bear with me. For those that don't like to read, maybe this is a good time for y'all to listen exactly how it's wrote. So I'm just going to read it exactly how the Masters has it. This is copied directly from them. So allowable use of pre-printed and pre-numbered blankets and racing jackets. This is for multi-day hunts. And this is, I'm just going to start reading it off exactly how it is. In a continued effort to ensure the health and safety of hounds are in everyone's best interest, the Masters Executive Board has adopted the following new rules as outlined below. The new rules provide the options for the officers of any Masters affiliation, Masters Associated field trial to elect to allow hunters the option of bleaching, dyeing, painting, or use of screen-painted stencil number blankets for identification of their reserve or draw number on any given hound during a Masters Associated HGA or GTP multi-day field trial. The new rule will become effective immediately for field trials that have already advertised in the upcoming 2 months magazine. The officers may decide and must publicly announce their intentions to allow or not allow the use of racing jackets blankets on masterfox.net or Masterfox Facebook to ensure all attendees are aware of their decision. Beginning Monday, December 16th, 2024, pre-printed number blankets may be used during any Masters Associated, GTP, or HGA 1-day or multi-day 2 and 3-day field trial. The officers of any Masters Associated field trials have an option to choose to allow hunters the use of pre-printed, pre-numbered blankets or racing jackets. Adding this option now allows all owners the option of bleaching, painting, or utilizing of pre-printed, pre-numbered blankets, jackets for identification and the scoring of hounds during that trial. If the field trial officers choose to allow pre-printed, pre-numbered blankets, racing jackets to be used, they should include such notification with the field trial ad. Pre-printed numbers blankets can only have white stenciled numbers. No pink, green, or any other colored stenciled numbers are allowed to be used on blankets during Masters Associated field trials, 1-day or multi-day events. Owners choosing to use pre-printed blanket jackets at a multi-day field trial must also have a legible matching number that is bleached, dyed, or alternatively lightly painted onto both sides of the hound. The bleached, dyed, or lightly painted number on each side of the dog must match the associated blanket number to be used during that trial. The bleached, dyed, or lightly painted number must be visible on each side of the dog. Bleached, dyed, or lightly painted numbers are not required to be used under a blanket for a 1-day field trial. Owners entering a hound at a multi-day field trial but planning to only participate in the Masters 1-day option and possibly withdraw at the end of the day are still required to have a bleached, dyed, and lightly painted number onto the dog. During roll call, the Master of Hounds and assigned judges have the option of verifying hounds with blankets on or off, whether the bleached, dyed, or lightly painted number on the hound matches an available blanket provided by the owner. Pre-printed number blankets, jackets must also be legible and in good condition to ensure hounds can be properly scored by the judges. If a pre-printed number jacket becomes damaged or ineligible during the field trial event, the owner has the right to enhance the number on the hound by re-bleaching if necessary or painting the number on the hound for the remainder of the trial. Any hounds found by the judges during roll call at a multi-day field trial with a bleached, dyed, or pre-existing painted number that does not match the associated number on the available blanket jacket provided by the owner handler will not be allowed to cast. Any hound found by a judge or participant during the running interval of a multi-day field trial with a bleached, dyed, or pre-existing painted number that does not match the associated number on the blanket shall be reported to the Master Hounds and will be recommended for automatic disqualification from the remainder of the event. The requirement to have the same matching number bleached, dyed, or lightly painted number on both sides of the hound under the blanket during a multi-day field trial is meant to assist the owner handler in properly identifying hounds with the correct respective blanket and ensure they match the hounds with the entry sheet on a daily basis. That is how it is written. Wrote, whatever the correct wordage right there is. But that is how it is wrote. Y'all take it for how you want to. And I don't know how I feel about it yet. I go back and forth. I can respect it. It worries me a lot. It does. I try not to overthink it. I've had a couple conversations with some people, and I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand the premise behind it. But I do have some worries about it. I can't wait to see how it goes, and I hope it goes well. And I'm sure most of y'all know and have seen that the 2-day that we're doing at pools, we elected not to run jackets at that multi-day field trial. And that was not meant to be a disrespect towards the new rules. That was not meant to be I think this is a stupid rule. I hope it's not taken that way. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a stupid rule. This was a this was a hunt that we kind of had to go put together kind of fast, and we haven't seen it done. We talked about it amongst the guys that are putting this hunt on, and we all agreed that we really kind of want to see it done first. I don't know that it's going to take much more effort, but we didn't really want if we're already over 250 dogs entered for the hunt that sent their money in as of today. So we didn't want to be the ones in a guinea pig situation, that checking in that many dogs with jackets at a multi-day field trial. We didn't want to see it go wrong. We just felt like there was too much room for error, with the lack of experience that we would have with the jackets on a multi-day field trial. We wanted to really see it work before we put our hands in it. And maybe we just overthought it, but that was the decision that we collectively made was, let's run it I guess now it's the old school way and run nothing but painted numbers. And again, if I hope the Masters did not take that as a sign of disrespect. That is not at all what our intention was. It was more of a, look, we're trying to play it safe, trying to play it, we don't want to mess it up. Don't know enough about it, and I know we could have asked questions. I understand that. I know, hindsight 2020, but just looking at it from a perspective of not knowing enough about it and making sure we do things right with it, we didn't want to go down that road. Now, if next year we get the opportunity to do it again, I'm sure we'll offer it. Especially after we see it done at other hunts. And I think there's going to be a lot of hunts that are going to go back and forth with it. I hope that this doesn't create any animosity. I hope people are smart enough to not abuse what the Masters has given us. It has made, everybody knows, taking numbers on and off dogs is not easy. It's not a fun job, and I think this is a step in a much healthier, more professional direction, and I applaud them for doing it and taking this step. I'm sure that there was a big debate on it amongst the board. I don't know that for a fact, but I would imagine that there was a lot of questions raised, and I think they did a very good job of wording this and covering all their P's and Q's. So hats off to the Masters guys. I think that a lot of these rule changes that came this year are huge. I think they are big wins across the board. And I'm very curious to see where the jacket thing goes for the future. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. But we're going to find out. That's for sure. So, but that's the updates, guys. That is your Around the Howl for this episode. So what we're going to do is continue on with the episode and keep on listening, and then we'll hit the spotlight here towards the end. All right, guys, here we go. Back to the main episode. I tell you, man, a lot of people talk about doing that kind of stuff, but you can plan for it all you want to, but if the dogs don't tell you, hey, it's time to go chase it, then you just pissing your time away, honestly.
Hey, that was like us. Like last year, even this year, it wasn't until like what June or July. People was like, "Hey, y'all got some good points." Like last year, the boys like, well, so
Yeah.
we didn't really know until like halfway through the year, like you said, until your dogs got about 800 points. And you're like, well, damn, if I hit him a couple more times,
I was gonna say, then you start getting antsy and go hit some more.
it's just so hard now, man. There's a hunt every weekend, a
Every week.
multi-day hunt, just about every weekend somewhere. So I mean, and everybody's putting money in it and got good dogs now. I mean, like I heard you on one of the podcasts before, like my daddy used to say, he used to go to them hunts, he'd have 40 or 50% of the field beat from
Yep.
worming and
Just
keeping them
by
in
being in
shape.
shape. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Now everybody's in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a toss up, man. It really is. You don't ever
Mm.
know who's going to come out of left field and snag one in. You
Oh
really
yeah, and
don't.
it'd be on some off the wall breeding too. It won't be some stuff you never heard of, and they
Right.
beat your eyes shut.
That's right. So, which one was probably of all last year? Which one was probably your most memorable?
Besides, from what you at the Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, man, I was a little starstruck when I pulled in the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody you've ever heard of from any state was there.
Yeah.
301 dogs, and I mean, like after the first day, I think I was like 16th,
Right.
and I didn't know, they felt good and all that. And then it was after
Yeah.
the second day, I was like,
Yeah.
we might have came. After the second day, I looked at it, I put it after they called him hot dog. I put it in pen. I said, "Damn boy, you come down here to win this thing this year." And I mean, it thank the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just that. I mean, for that hunt, I was actually able. That was the best he ever looked in his life. Was right before that hunt. He got rest before that hunt, and then I ran him every Tuesday. They was logging all pens, so I ran him
Mm.
every Tuesday at Jim Avance pen.
Okay.
And it's probably a 200 acre, got rolling hills in it, deep
Oh
sand.
yeah.
I put the wind in them, and then every
Yep.
Saturday I would run them all day on the outside, all day.
Okay. I got you.
If they get caught up, I dump them back out because at Swainsboro, it's 1,500 acres. I figured, they get in there and run something and stay on it
Yeah.
instead of trading off like you all will in a little pen.
Right.
That it might help them out.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you planned it out right.
Yeah.
And y'all, it sounds like the way you're describing your hunt land, y'all are pretty blessed with that. You can take a dog like him and not worry about the dangers of the outside, like the cars and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I had a fella come up with the World Cup. He said, "If you win this hunt, you gonna take him back running deer?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean, where we hunt at, man, we can get them for the most part. There's a couple highways that by the time they get close to that highway, either I'm there or we got people out there with emergency lights on.
Right.
And we're
Right.
a tight, there's a lot of family and friends and,
Yeah. Yeah.
people, everybody knows each other. And like, you can't just, like a guest, you can't just bring a guest. There's board members and then like everybody like me, we're card holders. And if you want to bring a guest, you got to call one of the board members and they got to sponsor them to come.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
got
It's
you.
kind
Yeah.
of, we kind of keep to ourselves. We don't
That's
post
smart.
pictures. Yeah, we don't do none of that. We just
Yep.
kind of keep to ourselves and hunt.
That's smart. That's smart.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
best way to be, honestly. That's the best way to be. I'm all about trying to help people out get into it and learn how to deer dog hunt and stuff like that. But man, you gotta really be careful in those situations too. You just don't
Yeah,
you
because
don't
you
want
don't
to
know
let
what's
nobody.
coming. No, you don't know what some people's thinking or what they're doing. And I don't want nobody I ain't never hooked with down the road from me. And you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Don't need nobody
Buckshot
pulling
to fly.
trigger that way. Yeah.
No.
That shit will
No.
bounce and bounce hard.
Well, me when I deer hunt, I tell the boys they laugh. I like to have some room. I like to straddle these dogs. I
Right.
got this whole part of the dirt road, boys. Y'all go on over there.
I'll take care of this section. You just go on.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Well, I mean, I went back and looked at it, brother. I mean, the points haven't been updated for the Master. I just looked at the Masters, and before the last update, Boaz was sitting third, and Pocket Change was sitting in 12th. So
I think we're gonna end up sixth in kennel.
okay, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
after the World Cup.
that's a good year, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it ain't up to me and my dad. Like, we don't got nobody. I got a couple of Dalton Brown. He's Sandy Branch Kennels. They from right the next road over, and they
Yeah.
hit a lot too. But he helps me a lot when I'm out of town. Feeding dogs or feeding the
Right.
coyotes at the pens.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
helps me a lot. So
Hell yeah.
it's just me and Daddy, but you got to have more than that to help you on some parts because it's a lot.
It
And
is,
we
man.
got about 50. I say we got about 55 head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, some older dogs. And we got a lot of younger dogs right now. I got a lot of puppies. People have been breeding. I got a couple Boaz puppies. I got several bully puppies off from different people, and a couple of hobo puppies.
Gotcha.
Them are the three we've been breeding to yet.
I
Breeding
got you.
to. Well, people's been breeding to. I made one cross off of bully. Other than that, we ain't been breeding much. We've been letting everybody else do it. I'm
No.
still running them.
That's wild. A lot of people say once you breed a dog and breed a male, it ruins them after that.
Well, like Bully, I've bred him a lot more than Boaz because Bully is just a gung ho dog. He's my favorite dog I've ever owned. He's gonna give you the same thing any day of the week, all day. He's just a freak of nature. And he loves running, so I know that wouldn't bother him. Now, Boaz, I've been a little more careful. After a hunt, I might hit him once,
Yeah.
or twice. But I've been really trying to not because I don't want him to get lazy.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I hear the most is, after you
Yeah,
start breeding a male, he'll lose a step is kind of what I've always heard. He just kind of forgets how to have that drive behind him.
yeah. See, that's why he ain't getting no more. I was gonna rest. I wanted to rest him for 2 months, but I've been running him a little bit. I want to try to take him to the Masters, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
How's that pen running? I ain't been down there in two
I've never
years.
been to Sell Horns.
Gotcha.
I think
Gotcha.
it's like 3.5 hours north of us.
Okay, I was wondering.
Trey Daniels went there this year. He said it's the real thickest place he's been to in a
It's
while.
thick.
So
It's thick. I know. I went there 2 years ago, and it was thick then. So I'm sure it ain't got nothing but worse.
oh, good.
Yep. It ought to. From what I've been hearing, I think they've done a pretty good job with getting it back running and doing well with it. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I've met that John Stevenson guy, and I've met Seth Eubanks. I'm sure if they got it, I mean, them a dog man, they gonna
Yeah.
want it to run.
That's right. That's right. That's right. The Hounds Tales podcast is happy to announce our newest partnership with Low 10 Outfitters. If your kennel is looking for new apparel to rock to the next field trial, look no further than Low 10 Outfitters. They offer shirts, hats, hoodies, coats, and other accessories with custom logos for your kennel or your hound to go on. With top quality merchandise and long-lasting quality, you can't go wrong with Low 10 Outfitters. And very soon we will be offering Houndstail Podcast apparel on their website at low10outfitters.com. So be on the lookout for that coming up here soon. Thank you, Low 10 Outfitters, for teaming up with the Houndstails Podcast. And don't forget, guys, low10outfitters.com to get your apparel for your kennels. Now, let's get you back to your episode. So you said pocket change, just you and your dad, huh?
Yeah, well, in the about late '90s, early 2000s, we had a fellow Clint Bryant. He was in the kennel with us, and I'm 30. He was probably fresh out of high school then. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was little, and he stayed in for a while, and he ended up getting married and stuff. And actually, the first time we've seen him in a while, I made him come to the World Cup and show a dog for me because he can show a dog better than me. I do pretty good. I got her best opposite sex at the Top Gun. I think he got second female with her at the World Cup.
Golly.
Yeah.
Come on now, yeah.
Oh yeah, he hung around all 3 days. He was itching. I think he might want to start coming back soon.
Tell him, come on, you need the help, right?
Oh yeah, hey, if he comes and we start not doing good, now he's gonna have to get back. Bringing the juju on.
That's right. What do you think about a bench show? You a bench show guy or no?
I mean,
Yeah.
I go to a bench show just to try to get in dual contention. To be
That's
honest
right.
with you,
Yep.
that's the only reason
Yep.
I do it is
Yep.
to try to get a dog.
Yep.
And only the few times I've had Boaz in the top four in the bench is when he don't hit. So
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
It'll never line up at the same time.
Right. Well, at that Horry County this year, I think he was fourth on the bench, but he ended up sixth.
Damn.
See them dogs down there that run there every week, man. They get a big lead on me. It takes me freaking 2 days to catch back up.
Catch back up.
Yeah.
Yep. I understand that. I understand. That's the man. I tell you, that's one thing. I know there is home field advantage, but I can't stand listening to somebody talk about damn. Oh, I ain't going because of home field advantage. Like, man, when you go and whoop their ass in their own pen, that's when you feel the best.
Yeah, you done something.
You done done something then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Damn
and I've
right.
seen dogs. I don't run it now. I go to Hunts 95. I don't run their whole lot. It runs great. But I've seen dogs, a couple North Carolina dogs, or them Virginia dogs, man, never been there before in their life.
Yep.
Cody Traywick from Arkansas.
Yeah.
He put 2 in the top 10 at the buggy hunt. Ain't never been there a day in his life. And them jokers look great. I tried to buy one of them. He wasn't having it there.
I think there were several people trying to buy that dog.
Yeah, I guarantee you, man, them dogs look good. Cody, he's hard to beat anywhere he goes, though. He's got good dogs, too.
He's on my list to maybe see if he'll come on here, too. I want to see if I can get him on here.
He might.
He might, man.
He's a little quiet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I talked to him just a little bit. It was hard to get him to talk in person, much less over on something like this. So we're gonna try him though. We're gonna try to reach out to some people. We're gonna try to get somebody on here. So
I appreciate you asking me, brother. Because I swear I love your show. I listen to it all the time, especially at the dog pen.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do. All right, you
gotta
tell me
something like that.
How did y'all come up with pocket change?
My daddy, he told me the first story was is that when he went to go register his kennel, all he had was a pocket full of change. But what I think, what really the thing is, his best friend, one of his best friends in high school, buddy, they race cars. My
Mm-hmm.
daddy actually raced dirt track for a while.
Oh wow. Okay.
Their racing team was pocket change racing.
That'll
So
do
my
it.
dad said, well, since y'all gonna be the racing part, I'm gonna do the dog part.
I
Then I'll
like
do
it.
pocket change. Oh
Either one
yeah,
of them's a good story.
we've been a kennel since 1996.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's got some age to it then.
It'll be 30 next year.
Yep. That's awesome. I love it, man. That's awesome, man. It's time for the listener question section presented by the Southern Hound Hunting Magazine. If you're looking for a magazine that reaches all of all things hound hunting, the Southern Hound Hunting Magazine has it. From foxhounds, deer dogs, hog dogs, small game dogs, you name it, the Southern Hound Hunting Magazine has it. Visit their website today at southernhoundhunting.com to get a 1-year subscription of quarterly magazines for just $20. Now, let's get to these questions and we'll discuss these topics that y'all sent in. Thank y'all so much, Southern Hound Hunting Magazine, for your partnership. So, we're getting here close to the end of this thing, man. And this is something we're going to do a little bit different this year. We're going to be talking about some different questions that get asked on between emails and Facebook message, whatever, post. I'm going to kind of pick a topic or send my guests some topics, and we're going to talk about one of them. And the one we're going to talk about this time is get the opinion on running all night versus running a few hours. I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you start off. Let's see what you think, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents in after you do.
I mean, I could see like if y'all were running just Fox,
Mm-hmm.
running all night would probably be great, especially they ain't gonna run mostly at night.
Mm-hmm.
But like us down here, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, you got these coyotes. Me personally, I'm gonna run twice a week, but probably anywhere from 3 to 5 hours.
Right.
And it depends on the dogs. I'll watch these dogs and see which one needs more, which one needs less.
That's it.
And if I know one that needs a little more, I'll let it stay out and I'll catch 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. Right.
It all depends on the dog, but my best success, I usually run on a Monday, usually night, and a Friday. I try to do one night, one day.
Gotcha. Split
Yeah.
it up.
It's really twice a week if you think about it. But if you look, that's 3 times in 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then I might hold one off for that week if it gets
Right.
too much, and then start back on the next week. But in Virginia, I'm sure y'all run them all night.
As some people still do, but a lot of people are getting away from it. And when I first got into doing the field trial stuff and running in the pens, I used to run all night. And then and I wish I could damn think of his name. I had a guy I was running one night, and he was running with me. We're using the pen together, and I was talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, what time are you catching up?" I was like, "In the morning, close to daylight." And he said, "You need to try this and just see how it does, how it affects your dogs." He's like, and the way he described it made a total sense to me, and I've lived off of it ever since. And everybody's got their own way. I'm not going to say my way's better or not, but he said if you run all night, then your dog gets conditioned to running for 8 hours, 9 hours. He will slow his pace down to be able to go those 8 or 9 hours.
Ah,
You know?
I mean, I ain't gonna say he's 100% right, but I ain't gonna say he's 100% wrong there either.
Right, right.
Because if a dog that's gonna run that long and knows it's gonna run that long, it is gonna pace
It's
itself.
going to
In
pace
my
itself.
opinion.
Yep.
In my
Eh,
opinion. That's why I usually run 3 to 5. I
Yep.
usually seldom go. I mean, if they really need it, I'll go 5. I'll go 3 to 4 because I mean, once you get them in the field trial, they're gonna be pushing harder in that
That's
field
right.
trial. They're in a totally
Yep.
different zone. They
Yep.
ain't thinking about time.
Yep.
If you got them in shape and they want to run, you can run them two. If that's what it takes to
Yep.
get them in shape, you can run 2 hours, 3 times
Right.
a week.
Right.
But I like
And
to run 3 or 4 or 5. Sometimes 5. Depends on if it's hot as crap outside. I ain't running 5. But
yeah, that's
at
right.
night, on Monday nights, we might run 5.
Yeah. Yep. And since he told me that, I've tricked, and this is something I've picked up from a few people. John Moner was actually one of them that kind of taught me this idea. But it's kind of like what you're saying. I don't ever let them know how long I'm going to run. I'll go to a pen on Monday night down in North Carolina, run in the Coyotes, and I'll run it for 2.5 sometimes. I run it for 4 sometimes, 3 sometimes. Then I'll come up here to the Fox pen up here in Virginia, and I'll run 5 or 6.
Oh yeah.
You know,
These
I don't
spots. Hang
ever
on,
let
yeah,
them know.
don't let them get used to a
Don't let them
routine.
get used to it.
You got to keep a good, conditioning routine. But yeah, like you said, I change up sometimes morning and nights, and like I work a lot too during the day, so I'll turn them loose and go to
Yeah,
work,
right.
and then sometimes I might not be able to come back for 5 hours.
You just pray to you pray they're still rolling.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, that's good stuff, man. And like I said, dude, congratulations on a hell of a year, man. That's
I ain't
definitely,
lying. I hope we can have a fraction of
yeah,
that year again this
right.
year. We're gonna try, but
Yeah,
in this
I wish the
game,
best of
you
luck
ain't
for you,
gonna
man.
win them all.
That's it. That's it. It's
I appreciate it.
it's hard to come back after I know it's hard to come back to the pen after you do well in a pen, do well in a hunt, and then the next hunt you don't do worth a shit. So I
Oh yeah,
hope
and then
that y'all
people's
don't.
like, "Dang, Bo, what's up, Bo? What's happening
Right.
to you?" I'm like, "Bo, you can't
You
place it in
can't win them
all of them.
all. That's
No,
right.
that's what but
Yep, that's right. Well, I hope like you said, I hope it's at least a fraction of what you had last year. Congratulations on such a good year, man.
I appreciate it. And I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you having me on, man. This is
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you came on, man.
Oh yeah,
It's good to have you on here. I think we
you
bullshitted
needed
down
it.
there at
You needed
95.
some South. Oh yeah, you needed some South Carolina in here, man.
I know it. I know it. I got to
You've been
get
here
y'all
in North
down south,
Carolina,
boys.
Virginia. You had Randy Frazier, man. Hey, I met that guy this year at I think at the USO, man. That dude is a trip.
He's a trip, ain't he?
Oh man, he gets excited, man. Hey, I
Oh
hope when
yeah.
I'm that old, I still love it as much as he does.
I tell you, man, he's definitely an example to live to as
I'm
far as
telling you, man,
excitement in
he
the
loves
pen.
it. Oh God, yeah, he loves it, man. A dog crossing the road. You see that dog? Y'all see that?
I ain't got to meet him in person yet, man. But when I did that podcast with him, he was a trip to talk to.
Oh yeah, man. He's a good fella.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
happy to be there.
That's it. You can't beat it, man. Well, like I said, brother, appreciate you coming on, man. We're gonna try to get some guys down y'all's way. You just have to hit me with some suggestions of some guys to get on here. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh yeah, I got a few ideas. I'm gonna hit him up. So these boys down here shy. They ain't want to talk on their screen. I am too. When you sent me that thing early in the hour, I was like, oh Lord.
I try to tell everybody, man. Once you get rolling, man, it ain't nothing to it. It's just
I
me
don't
and you
know,
sitting
yeah,
here
man.
bullshitting.
But I'm glad you did. We needed a voice, probably this, to tell stories, or even like I heard you was talking about trying to do some, focus on the hound type deal.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
see what dogs is hitting at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
a
I mean, these guys, the way I looked at it was all these coon hounds. These guys, those guys have it. All these
Yeah,
other
I
kind of
listened to that
hounders.
Coon Hound University for a while
Yeah,
because I
man.
coon hunt too. I don't do no competition, but I keep a couple coon dogs at the house to go.
I
And
got you.
I was listening to that for a while, but as soon as you started, I've been on the spot something podcast.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that a lot. I
Oh yeah,
appreciate
I
it a lot,
appreciate
brother.
it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, everybody out there listening, thank y'all so much, guys. And we'll keep on rocking and roll with this thing. It's a good start to the 2025 year with the podcast. So thank you all, everybody, for listening. Like always, guys, happy hunting.